Hi. A few weeks ago, I finished this book, Lucifer's Hammer, and I really enjoyed it. And uh, I thought I would make a video about it. It is a post-apocalyptic book. Um, it might seem kind of scary to have Lucifer's name in the title, but it refers to a comet. A character in the book discovers a comet, and they name it after him. His last name's Hamner, with an N, Hamner, and but of course people change it to Hammer. And I don't think it will spoil it too much, but for the first quarter of the book, many of the characters, they're all wondering if it's gonna hit the earth, and it does. And so some people call it the hammer of God. I think only twice in the book do characters refer to it as Lucifer's hammer. But it creates it's a huge comet, and it breaks apart and hits different parts of the earth, and it causes a global catastrophe. Um, and it's post-apocalyptic. So there are a few survivors that are trying to live in this ruined and wrecked planet. Um, let's see. I have a few quotations I'll read from it. I thought it was interesting. Twice this is mentioned. Not quite enough. It's not really a theme, but it's an idea that I should mention the authors, Larry Niven and Jerry Pournelle. And by the way, this was published in 1977, and it's they have a lot of science in the book, and as far as I can tell, it's accurate. Some people even call this science fiction, but I wouldn't really. There's nothing, like Star Trek technology. There's nothing in the future about it. Really, it's a action thriller, post-apocalyptic. But anyway, let's see. On page 102, a character says, "It's almost as if a lot of people wanted the end of the world." It's almost as if a lot of people wanted the end of the world. And another character replies, "But that's ridiculous. Because why would people want the end of the world?" But, apocalyptic or post-apocalyptic stories have been popular for such a long time. I love them, seeing people try to survive. Probably the most popular recent one is The Walking Dead, TV show The Walking Dead, taken from the comic book series. Another later in the book on page 159, a character says, "Not only do millions think the world's going to end, but millions more hope so. It shows in their attitudes. They hate what they're doing." So the authors present us, I guess, with the idea that lots of people hope for the end of the world because they don't like this world. They don't like what they're doing. Interesting to think about. I wonder myself at the popularity of apocalyptic or post-apocalyptic stories that can be in books or TV shows or movies, and they're just massively popular. And why? I don't think I want the world to end. I love the genre. Um, for me, it's just it's an adventure to see people try and survive what they do. Let's see. I think there's one other quotation that I want to read that I wrote down later here. Maybe. I think it's... Oh, here's one. I forgot about this one. So there's two more I want to read. This one and then one from another book. But on page 363, it reads, "This time we'll do it right." And they're talking about rebuilding a civilization or a society. "This time we'll do it right. We'll spread beyond this one damned little ball. Get human civilization out all through the solar system, to other stars even, so no one thing can knock us out again." The idea that this comet could have or may destroy all of humanity because we're all on one planet. And so this is actually mentioned maybe 2 or 3 times in the book that we should try and establish colonies on other stars and planets, so that one thing can't kill us all. And that would be the end of humanity. So that's interesting. And, I'm all for that, really. If we could make... I know that it's... I've read about how hard it would be and improbable it is. But still, it's something to I think we could do it. If we keep working on the technology. Now there's one more thing from another book, and it will take me a second to find it. Here it is, by Claire P. Curtis, and the title of the book is Post-Apocalyptic Fiction and the Social Contract. People in the state of nature, which that's when a disaster happens like this, we're in civilization now, we get knocked back into a state of nature. So like animals, and if you have to kill somebody to get something to eat, then you do that. That's what the animals do. That's what a state of nature is. People in the state of nature certainly recognize that life in the state of nature is not desirable. They seek to alleviate some of their constant fear. They do not somehow yearn for the violence. So, Claire Curtis here is pushing back on that idea that a lot of people really want an apocalyptic situation. It's not desirable. Not desirable. Anarchy and violence. And there's one more I'm going to read from her. "We are moved to associate with others like us, creatures whom we mistrust." Right? People mistrust each other. You don't know if somebody's going to kill you or what. "Because we recognize that we all desire peace so that we might work to improve the conditions of our lives." Now, there are a couple different groups in Lucifer's hammer. Get it in that. And one of them is cannibalistic. It's really hard to find food after this disaster, and they start eating people, which is terrible. Then there are a few other groups, but the other main group is one that most of us would want to join. They're humane. They try and find food, the right way and divide it evenly between people, and it's a fair, an egalitarian society. And that's what we want. But it's hard to achieve that. So anyway, I don't want to say more about it. I don't want to spoil it, how it develops and how it ends. But I found it to be a very enjoyable story to read. There's lots of characters. I believe there's a character list in the beginning here that goes for a page and a half. Yeah. So lots of characters. But there are probably just several, maybe 5 or 6 that are really well developed. I don't know. I'm trying to decide. A lot of you might not care about this issue, but is this book literature? It's enjoyable. Not everything enjoyable is literature. What is literature? Well, my dictionary actually has, this is an old dictionary, my old college dictionary, and I marked the spot here. Let's see. Literature is writing regarded as having permanent worth through its intrinsic excellence. That's pretty general. But it has to be excellent. It can't be what you call pot boilers or grocery store novels. Kind of like the fast food of writing, that people like fast food, Taco Bell and McDonald's, but it's not good for you. We call it junk food. And there's junk writing that people enjoy, but it's not the best for your mind. I think Lucifer's Hammer, I think it approaches literature. It gets close to it, but I hesitate to say that it's as good as Moby Dick or the Brothers Karamazov, and books like that are well-known works of literature that have most people agree. Not everybody enjoys them. Most people can't get through Herman Melville's novel Moby Dick, about the white whale and the mad Captain Ahab. It's difficult book, but very good. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Those are my comments on Lucifer's Hammer, and I'm reading a few other books right now, but I have also started Hyperion by Dan Simmons. Now this is science fiction. It's about worlds, planets, actually the planet Hyperion, science fiction, spaceships. You can tell by the cover probably. This one is going to be way out there. I'm about that far into it. So, and there's 4 in this series, in the Hyperion series. So that'll be interesting. If I like it, I will read all 4. Thanks for watching.